and you choose Boots, Gabe. What does that say?
Absolutely. This is a fight he definitely didn't have to take, man. You know, he's a 2-division champion right now. And for him to choose the toughest guy on paper right now, I mean, skill-wise, Boots, it's crazy.
Nobody in his promotional stable wanted him to take this fight. Like, the reason this fight is happening is because Xandar Zayas told his promoter, I want this fight. Make this fight happen. Nobody wanted it. I think his promoter probably would have been happier seeing him take a nice title defense in Puerto Rico, maybe move up to 160 pounds after that. This is a dare to be great moment for Xandar Zayas.
The risk surrounding Xandar Zayas' decision to face Jaron Ennis became impossible to ignore as more voices from across the boxing world began questioning whether the rising contender is ready for the toughest test of his career. Shady McCoy leans toward Ennis because of the advantages he sees in talent and overall ability. At the same time, he suggests that Zayas may be encouraged by moments where Ennis has been touched by lesser opponents, believing he can capitalize on those opportunities in a bigger way.
With this fight, because I do think Boots should win, because I think he's a better fighter. He's more God-gifted. Yeah. But if you watch Boots fight, there's some times where there's guys that are not as good as him on his level are hitting him. And maybe Xander's seen us, you know what, let me get him, because if I hit him, it'll be different than other guys.
Meanwhile, Coach Reg highlighted the difficult defensive test awaiting Zayas against Ennis. He argued that Zayas may need a near-perfect performance, warning that simply covering up and absorbing pressure could prove costly. In his view, movement, discipline, and sharp defensive reactions will be essential against a fighter of Ennis's caliber.
I mean, I think Boots going to approach it the way he approached any other fight. I don't think he look at Xander no different than he look at any other fight.
Does Xander have to be perfect in this fight?
I think so. I think so. And we got to check and see how good his defense is going to be. Because if his defense is not good, you can't, when you're fighting a guy like Boots, you can't go into a shell. You can't lock in every time he throw a feint, because you won't pay for it. You know what I'm saying? You're just letting him punch all on your body, and that's going to take a toll in a round or two. So we're going to have to do some movement. How much movement, I don't know, but you're going to have to do some movement.
Coach Reg questioned whether Zayas has the athletic tools to match Ennis. In his view, Ennis possesses a rare combination of speed, power, movement, defense, and counterpunching that Zayas has yet to encounter. Reg suggested that the challenge may not simply be about skill, but about dealing with a level of athleticism and versatility unlike anything Zayas has faced before.
Boots is more athletic. I don't understand why Xander said he's more athletic. I was trying to figure that out the whole time we sitting there. Xander's too slow. He's good, but he's too slow. He's too slow. And he hasn't been in nobody like Boots, who can punch, who can move, who got great defense, who's a good counterpuncher. He hasn't been in there with anybody like that, at least not that I saw.
Likewise, Greg Hackett argues that Ennis does not need specialized preparation for Zayas because his style is built around adapting to whatever unfolds in the ring. He maintains that Ennis only needs to sharpen his overall game and be ready for every scenario. In Hackett's view, this fight will reveal exactly where Zayas stands when faced with a fighter capable of adjusting to anything.
Some fighters, you gotta have them spar specifically for the fight. Some fighters, they just need to get ready. Boots is the kind of guy that just need to get ready. That's why he sparred Boots. It's not about what side he fight on. It's about being ready for anything that night. Because the situation that Xander is in, you gonna have to show me what you are right now.
Greg Hackett argues that Zayas' sparring selections are a strategic move designed to replicate the pace and athleticism he expects on fight night. He believes Zayas has focused on working with younger, energetic fighters rather than relying on veteran sparring partners. Hackett points to Quincy Williams as one of the closest stylistic matches available in terms of size, movement, and overall approach.
It looked like Xander is looking for energy. He's looking for energy because you got the young guys. You a young guy, but you got young guys. He could have been one of the young guys that grabbed old heads, boxed a bunch of old heads. He boxing energy. I think Quincy Williams is probably closest you gonna get. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Tiger. I'm not talking about the level. I'm talking about style. Like size, everything. Quincy Williams probably the best you're gonna get.
Additionally, Jarrett Hurd respects Zayas as a unified champion and acknowledges the durability and skill that have carried him to this stage of his career. However, he believes Ennis presents a level of danger unlike anything Zayas has faced before. Hurd argues that Ennis's offensive creativity, power, and ability to overwhelm opponents make him one of the most difficult fighters in boxing to prepare for.
I said, man, Xander's a great champion, unified. He's a durable champion, but in all honesty, rest in peace to Xander Zayas, man. Rest in peace to Xander Zayas. And the only reason why I'm saying that is not to discredit Xander Zayas. It's to give all the credit to Boots, man, because I look at Boots as like one of them fighters that's offense is so devastating, it's going to be hard to, no matter what you bring, it's going to be hard to deal with something like that. It's almost like Benavidez.
However, Jarrett Hurd argues that the concern over Ennis getting hit is often overstated because the rare occasions it happens tend to attract more attention. He expects Zayas to expose some weaknesses and create difficult moments for Ennis during the fight. However, Hurd still favors Boots, believing his offensive firepower is simply too overwhelming for Zayas to handle over the long run.
You know, a lot of people saying now that Boots getting hit, Boots get hit, we're going to see when he really gets hit. But the reason why everybody know that Boots gets hit is because it's not often that he gets hit. So when he does get hit, everybody sees like a big punch, but I mean, it stands out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going Boots. I want to say by, I got to see how the fight go to say if it's going to be by stoppage, but for sure, Xander's going to show a lot of holes in Boots' game. But, I mean, with the offense that Boots got, there's no way that Xander will be able to stand up to that.
Moreover, Coach Reg believes Zayas is stepping into the toughest challenge of his career against Ennis. He expects Ennis to put Zayas under relentless pressure and force him through situations he has never experienced before. In Reg's view, overcoming Ennis will require Zayas to withstand a level of difficulty and adversity unlike anything he has faced in the professional ranks.
On the other hand, Xander is walking into Hell's Kitchen. He's walking into Hell's Kitchen. He's going to have to go through the fire, and I hope he got a fire extinguisher with him, because he's going to have to go through the fire. It's going to be hell to pay.
Jose Benavidez views the matchup between Ennis and Zayas as one of the most evenly balanced fights in the division. He believes both fighters have earned their place through consistent performances and continued development since turning professional. With two talented contenders bringing different styles to the ring, Benavidez expects the outcome to come down to preparation, discipline, and who is willing to push harder when the pressure rises.
That's a great fight. To me, that's a 50-50 fight. You know, these guys are coming with everything. Whoever wins that fight is going to be on top. I've been watching both since they started their career, and they've been doing good. That's why they're facing each other, and it's a good fight, different styles, and let's see who work harder and who's more disciplined and who wants to go to the next level.
Jermaine Ortiz suggests that Zayas is not getting the respect he deserves heading into the matchup. He feels many fans have become captivated by Ennis's exciting style and highlight reel moments, which has overshadowed the effectiveness of Zayas' approach. According to Ortiz, Xander's ability to consistently produce results makes him a far more dangerous opponent than many are giving him credit for.
I think a lot of people underestimating Xander's abilities. You know, I think they're going more for the flashy stuff, what they see with Boots, and they're putting more weight on the flashiness than the actual efficiency of Xander.
Similarly, Shane Mosley believes a victory over Ennis would completely change the trajectory of Zayas' career. He suggests that defeating a fighter of Boots' caliber could elevate Zayas into the conversation among Puerto Rico's most accomplished champions and potentially earn him a place on pound-for-pound rankings. Mosley also emphasizes that Zayas is approaching the challenge with full confidence that he can get the job done.
If he beats Boots, it makes him one of the legendary fighters in Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, he's a champion thing, but this fight will make him like, oh, okay, he was a beast.
Might put him in the pound for pound.
Yeah, put him in the pound for pound list and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, he believes he can win, so we'll see.
Shane Mosley is uncertain whether Zayas will try to use his size and strength to force the action against Ennis. However, he notes that Ennis is naturally suited for the weight class and possesses the movement and agility to make life difficult for any opponent. Mosley expects Zayas to face a major challenge, tracking down a fighter who is constantly changing positions, adding that quickness and timing could prove more valuable than raw power in this matchup.
I'm not sure if Xander's gonna try to go after him and try to put like pressure and power and stuff like that because he's bigger than him. Try to use his, power or his size. But we know that I know that Boots is big too. Like he fought a lot of weight, but he's coming up pretty much into his weight. I think 54 is like more like his weight anyway. And yeah, man, it's good. It's just gonna be a tough fight, But we'll see what Xander does, how he can throw those shots at him. But Boots is very elusive and moves around, so it's not gonna be at one place where Xander could just sit there and telephone. He's gonna be over here, he's gonna be over there, he's gonna be back there. He's gonna be everywhere, and it's gonna be very hard to just hit him, so you gotta have more speed than...
Beyond that, Eddie Hearn credits Ennis for combining high-level ring intelligence with an aggressive mentality that keeps fans engaged. He notes that Ennis is comfortable fighting at different ranges and willingly takes risks to create action, even if it occasionally leaves him open to criticism. In Hearn's view, that balance between skill and excitement is what makes Boots one of the most entertaining fighters in the sport today.
I think the difference is with him as well, it's a unique blend of ring IQ and aggression.
Yeah.
Right? So like you get a lot of guys that have a tremendous IQ, but they're not that great to watch. He's different. He actually, he'll sit in the pocket. He can fight on the inside. He can fight long. Sometimes he takes too many shots because he's not afraid to get in there and mix it up. But you can't, listen, if you want to avoid criticism, get out of boxing, because it's like, you go in there, you entertain, you get hit, and then it's like, oh, you got hit a lot, and then you box on the outside and don't get hit, it's like you're boring.
Right,
so what do you
right.
want? I mean, I like his style because I think it's a very entertaining style.
Eddie Hearn expects Ennis to deliver a statement performance despite recognizing the challenge Zayas presents. He considers Boots one of the sport's elite talents and believes this matchup provides another opportunity to strengthen his pound-for-pound credentials. While Hearn notes that Ennis's ability is already respected throughout boxing, he stresses that top fighters still need signature victories to prove it on the biggest stage.
I mean, listen, it's a dangerous fight, but I think I'm very confident that Boots not just wins, but puts a performance together where everyone goes, wow.
Yeah.
But I think this guy's bubbling. I mean, I think he's a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter now, but I understand, if you look at his resume, his Stanionis win he was the best in the division, that was 1v2.
Yeah.
But you need those wins to rack up the points on the pound-for-pound list. I think this is the fight that puts him on the pound-for-pound list. And then I think, but like everyone in boxing knows how good Boots is.
Yeah,
It's not like, but you still got to show it.
Still, Bazzi Ennis views the matchup with Zayas as an intriguing test and believes the buildup has only added more intrigue to the fight. While he respects Zayas and expects a competitive challenge, he feels the Puerto Rican contender must now prove his confidence inside the ring. Bazzi is particularly interested in seeing whether Zayas can push Ennis into unfamiliar territory, believing that if Boots is forced to raise his level, fans could witness an even more dangerous version of him.
That's a good fight, man. Xander, we like the Xander anyway. You know what I mean? But now he ain't talking a lot of smack. Now he want to back that. He have to back that up now. You know what I mean? We mellow. We should lay back. Keep on talking. You know what I mean? Keep on building the fight. You know what I mean? But it should be a good fight, as long as it lasts. I hope he take Boots to another level, because Boots never went to another level yet. You know what I mean? Then you want to see something. You really want to see something. But if he can't take him to another level, it's going to be like it normally be,
Elsewhere, the analyst explains that attacking Ennis to the body requires exceptional timing and discipline due to the variety he brings offensively. He notes that Ennis combines length, quick reactions, and stance switches in a way that often prevents opponents from establishing a consistent body attack. At the same time, he points out that Zayas appears convinced there is an opening to exploit, particularly in the way Ennis positions himself and moves around the ring.
But it takes a lot of courage and a lot of commitment to go to Jaron Boots Ennis' body, because he's so twitchy He has fast hands. He can switch from southpaw to orthodox. He can throw punches from weird angles, right? Because he possesses those traits, it's extremely hard for any opponent, and he's never fought a guy as big as him that has arm reach as long as he does. So most people he fight can't commit to his body. But there must be something that Xander Zayas clearly sees that you can exploit to the body on Jaron Boots Ennis. And he's saying he has flat feet and slow feet.
The analyst highlights that Ennis and Zayas are closely matched in terms of height and reach, creating a rare physical matchup for Boots. He notes that Zayas brings a strong combination of athleticism, movement, and natural size. In his view, this could be one of the few times Ennis faces an opponent capable of matching many of his physical advantages.
They both stand 5'10". They both have 74-inch arm reach. But this is just Jaron Boots Ennis' first fight at 154 pounds. Xander Zayas is a very big boy, right? And he has abilities. For the first time, we're going to see Jaron Ennis matched up against somebody who has similar athletic traits. I don't know if he's as twitchy as Jaron Boots Ennis, that being Xander Zayas, but he is very, very athletic, very mobile.
Bernie the Boxer sees Ennis and Zayas as elite fighters with contrasting approaches rather than a major gap in ability. He describes Zayas as a technician who relies on movement and ring craft, while Ennis brings a more aggressive and dynamic attack. In his view, the difference lies in style rather than talent, with Boots' explosive offense making him the more fan-friendly fighter.
No, I think they got two different skill sets. You know, Xander is more of the boxer, mover now. You know, and oh boy is just an explosive type of guy. He's a combination puncher. You know, once he really starts to let his hands go, and so I don't think it's a big skill separation. Just two different styles, and I think of course Boots has the more flashier style,
right,
more crowd-pleasing style.
As fight night approaches, opinions remain sharply divided. Some see Xander Zayas as a rising star willing to take the ultimate gamble against one of boxing's most complete fighters, while others believe Jaron Boots Ennis is simply operating on a different level. Either way, both men have a chance to make a major statement when they finally step into the ring. Do you think Zayas is taking too big a risk at this stage of his career, or does he have what it takes to pull off the upset? And if Boots delivers another dominant performance, where should he rank among the best fighters in the sport today? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more boxing coverage.